can only mean one thing. We are back once again. It is Thursday night, 8:30 in the evening. The Thin Long podcast is on the air. I am, of course, the incomparable Shane Harris. And above me, with me as always, the podcast OGs, our beautiful baby Hope and Oliver Butler Henderson. Gentlemen, I know I was in a different location Monday, but I'm back in the house right now. I'll start with you, baby. How's the last couple of days been? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm still on the high from last week's London game and looking forward to next week's.
It's going to come crashing down for you tonight. OBH, how are you, my old buddy?
Thursday, I'm awake. I've recovered just about. Ready to go again this weekend.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I am gutted I'm not coming with you, but I'll be there in spirit. Like I said, last week was fantastic. Where do you want to start with the Tonight Show?
Laura, just quickly, Laura's coming saying, hey, guys. So, hey, Laura.
Let's go to week 5. For some reason, the banner's not up there. So we're just rolling on. Let's roll with week 5 and start with the result from Monday Night Football, which was the Chiefs beating the Saints. I'm just trying to bring the score up now. I'll talk about it. The Saints beat, was it 23-16, wasn't it, at the end? What are we thinking, gentlemen?
And Dave is coming saying, lads.
Yes, Dave.
All right, Dave. 26-13, got it wrong around. Yeah, what are we thinking, gentlemen? Apart from Travis Kelce doing his standard lateral.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
One thing I will say is Patrick Mahomes didn't break his leg, which was predicted by Mr. P, who is, again, conspicuous by his absence this week, but we'll get to that at some point, I imagine.
I heard he's in Wales watching TNS.
I heard he was in Seattle watching the Seahawks win.
He's honestly, right, because they will. He's honestly obsessed with TNS. I mean, the fact that his dad's Welsh, but TNS, he could have followed Newport County with me. But be that as it may.
Charles coming saying, nice top, Shane.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
we have a call around here.
Yeah, his dad is Welsh. But Shane, you're the one that goes and watches TNS. So
no, I don't even know where TNS is.
You've literally missed 2 shows to go and watch TNS.
This is lies. This is absolute lies. Anyway, back to Monday night's game. The biggest story coming out of this is Derek Carr is injured indefinitely. We don't know for how long. The Saints' big start of the season seems to be sort of coming off track a little bit. Spencer Rattler will be the starter going forward. Baby, what do you think about this?
So,
You called this ages ago.
Yeah, I did. But I thought it was going to be for poor play. But I watched New Orleans preseason game because someone has to. And Spencer Rattler actually really impressed me. He looked really good. And obviously I watched that show QB1 Beyond the Lights when he was on, which, as we know, he didn't really present himself very well off the field. But on the field, he looked very good. So I'm actually excited to see how good he is. And other people that have been on that show that are in the league, Justin Fields, Jake Fromm.
Jake Fromm.
What
actually do?
I'm not sure if he's still in the league, but he was.
Fair enough. Sorry, Shana.
No. I'm just saying, where's Jake Fromm actually from? I've heard of all the memes on like That's Good Sports and that sort of thing. Jake Fromm, State Farm, but he didn't do a lot in this league. But the thing is, you've got Spencer Rattler now, the rookie who they invested a lot of draft stock in to pick him quite highly. He's obviously the heir apparent to the.
He was like a fifth round pick. It wasn't that high draft stock.
Yeah, but he was projected to go quite high, wasn't he?
Yeah, but then they think this QB1 thing actually affected him. Oh, look who's just appeared.
Oh, no way. My boy's good boy.
I'm literally walking home as we speak from open evening.
My boy is here.
Because apparently my commitment was being questioned if I didn't turn up tonight.
Yes, it was. It is every week. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you look like a scene from the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, because where I live, there's no street light.
There's no stop now. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So what have I missed, gents?
Not a
No,
lot,
no,
but
Talk
not a lot.
about Monday Night Football, mate.
Oh, have you got to Robert Saleh? Yeah.
Not
No,
yet,
not
mate.
yet.
Not yet.
All right then. So you're right. Let's go. God, like
Let's
plug me in.
Right. We're finishing rounding up week 5, as we always start the show with on a Monday, on a Thursday, get it right. Yeah. So the Chiefs have gone to now 5-0. They're on to a bye. The Saints, after starting 2-0, they've now lost 3 on the bounce. What's made this happen? What are we thinking?
I think it's the Chiefs being the Chiefs. I think with them, they've got, and I know BH, you would probably agree with me on this. I think they've got that fear factor now, whereas like United did back in the 90s, where everybody hated to come to play at Old Trafford. It's exactly the same with the Chiefs, where I think the mentality of going into Arrowhead is you're already beaten. It's a case of you're going to lose. It's just by a matter of how much.
I get that.
I think they used to have that, but I think this season, they've not really played much.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs haven't looked ideal, but then again, they had probably one of the worst the worst wide receiving core in the league last year, bar us, and they still got to the Super Bowl.
They still won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's unreal.
They've turned the corner, haven't they? And this is a good wide receiving core. Admittedly, they've lost Rashee Rice now, but this is a better wide receiving core. And it's probably just taken them time for them to gel more than anything else, Smith-Schuster had a game, 7 for 130 yards. Shame he couldn't do that in New England.
It's almost as if a stint to New England didn't happen. Because Xavier Worthy scored a touchdown again. What have they got in this guy? He is going to be like a secret weapon. And he wasn't even a massively high draft pick, but we all saw him coming in the combine with how quick he is. But watching him on the field is unreal.
They drafted up for him as well. They traded up with the Bills for him as well. Which doesn't make sense.
K-Code has come in saying young blood has tuned in while mid-stalking. That's commitment.
Oh, funny. We've got the comedians out tonight, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, you look like the guy from Scream. I can't think of the guy. The
Ghostface.
What? Billy Loomis?
No,
Loomis,
Ghostface. The whiteness of your face.
So what I was going to say, because I accidentally muted myself, is can we just acknowledge that the Chiefs have had a ridiculously easy schedule as well?
Yeah.
Wait, let's have a look at the Chiefs schedule then. Let me just I'll indulge you for a second.
They've not really played anyone apart from the Ravens
Exactly.
week 1.
Game. The Chiefs
but the Ravens week 1 weren't very good. Like the Ravens were not very good for the first 3 weeks. So we can kind of argue that point. And even in that game, it wasn't a walkover.
No, we lost just by a fucking toe.
Exactly. I mean, for the first time in a while, the Chiefs have had an over 100-yard rusher and an over 100-yard receiver in the same game. It's the first time Kareem Hunt's had over 100 yards in 2 years. First time Smith-Schuster's had over 100 yards since 2019, 20, whenever the last season was in Pittsburgh. I can't remember his last season was in Pittsburgh. That's the last time he had over 100 yards game. So you've got these guys that have come back who are now doing the business that they needed to do as well, which helps. Mr. Harris.
We can see how good this Chiefs offense is when their first game back after the bye is against the world famous, come on, gents,
San Francisco 49ers.
Thank you very much. And that will be, where is it? It's
in Levi
as well. So that will be the shootout. When is that? Sunday night? Oh, that's a prime time game.
No,
we've got 10 days, so it's the following week.
Yeah, but
it's Monday, isn't it? Is it Sunday night or Monday Night Football?
It's 9:25.
Okay, all right. Yeah, what I'm saying is this will be the acid test. That will be the acid test to see how good both teams are and how much they've come on this season.
Cool.
Well, we don't.
I'm very surprised it's not prime
those two
time.
haven't come on at all, have they? They're a bit slow, those two. That's coming from a Patriots fan. Right. Let's roll on to plays of the week. So I'm giving Mr. Parents another minute to walk without talking. Let's roll on to plays of the week from week 5.
Quick throw. Intercepted. Van Ginkel. Down the sideline. Touchdown. Another pick 6 for Andrew Van Ginkel. In motion. Play action. Minshew looking. Throws intercepted by Surtain. Pat Surtain on the run. Nobody's going to catch him. Surtain going all the way for a Denver touchdown. Pistol formation here. It is Murray on the keep. It's Zyber. Uh-oh! Kyler Murray! Turn on the afterburners. He's gone. Smith-Schuster, and there he is, Colin Saunders. And he took it out. Big Colin rumbling, and out across the 35. And his brother Cameron's got to be pumped.
I didn't know Kyler Murray played in the Falcons versus Saints game.
No, I've got it all the way around. Oh, well, never mind. It is what it
Let's say
is.
something. Yeah.
Ooh, there's a car. He's getting it. Oh, there's a police car. Right. So obviously, Mr. Perrins asked me to choose a play, because obviously he's been a very busy boy. Sorted out open evening with school this week, so we'll let him off just this once. So I thought, sod it, I'm going to choose Kyler Murray for him because I can. That's going to be the punishment from now on, gentlemen. If you don't,
someone's getting an Aaron Hernandez jersey for Christmas.
Timo, I don't fit in anymore. He told me Sunday.
You just put me completely off my stride now, you bastard.
Gotta be good.
Right. So I took Colin Murray. I love watching that guy run for him. You know, he's so electric when he runs. I took the Saints defensive tackle Saunders with his smart grab and his 35, 40-yard pick return. This guy is 325 pounds. He was running away from some people.
You know his brother is one of Taylor Swift's backing dancers.
Is it?
Of course it is. And of course, baby, you knew that as well.
That guy played for the Chiefs last year.
Yeah. I mean, he's 325 pounds. There's a video of him going around doing backflips. He's 325 pounds. You should not be doing backflips.
No.
Right, Mr. Harris stole my play.
I had no choice, but we were there to see that. That Rip Van Ginkel pick 6 was absolutely incredible. Not just the fact that he plucked our ball out with the air, and any pick 6 in my book is an incredible achievement, but the fact that we were there and the crowd noise. I've been to some live sporting events in my time, but that was absolutely insane. I couldn't hear a word. It was insane. Yeah, it was brilliant. I've seen a lot of touchdowns, a lot of interceptions, a lot of plays in the NFL, even with Foxborough and MetLife and Germany and all that. That was loud. That was incredibly loud. It's one of the loudest games I've heard in a long, long, long time.
Yeah, that one on the Bills the game of the weekend, the Bills last year was some of the loudest. That was probably the loudest I've heard at the Spurs Stadium.
Yeah. Van Ginkel has a habit of doing that, dropping a little bit deeper and having those kind of picks, because he did one last year for the Dolphins as well. Pretty much the same, a little bit closer. I think he's like 20 yards out, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah.
And I can't remember who that was against. I got a feeling it was the Jets.
And it's Van Ginkel's second pick 6 of the year.
Yeah,
that's right.
Crazy player. Baby Hope, Pat Surtain.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 100-yard pick 6. How can you not pick it? From probably one of the front runners for defensive player of the year, and in my opinion, the best corner in football.
I was
Definitely.
quite sad watching. I was quite sad watching that because Phil, you know who threw that pick, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, it's quite
Yep,
sad.
I do.
Yeah, yeah.
And it hurt.
That was just an added bonus for me.
So sad.
Oh,
I don't
yes.
get your
Right.
agenda. I don't get your agenda against Gardner Minshew. Like, he's a
I mean,
great
the
guy.
handsome man.
Um,
Face
Yeah.
of
Have you watched the first 5 weeks?
yes,
Yes,
and I
and
was
he's played. He's played all right.
Yeah. That's why he's been dropped.
that's a
He's
big
been
start
bench
to have.
twice in the last 2 weeks, gentlemen. He hasn't.
He has
played
a he has a
all right.
better mustache than Aidan O'Connell. I'm just saying that now.
He's a
Oh yeah,
fantastic-
because that's what football's about. How good your mustache is.
Yeah,
mean,
said
yeah,
that
look
to
at
Ted
mine.
Hendricks,
Look at
mate.
mine.
Said that
Shane Harris.
to Hendricks.
It's like eyebrows, mine is. It grows on both sides. Doesn't go in the middle.
Right.
Oh.
We both removed ourselves at the same time, baby. Let's go on to players.
Babes.
Mr. Perrins, your player first, please, sir.
Who was my player?
I knew you'd say that.
Joe
Who was
Flacco, my friend. Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. That was it.
Yes.
Despite the fact that the Colts had a losing effort, I don't think enough was acknowledged that Joe Flacco was amazing. Like, I'm his biggest criticism, like in general, because he played for the Ravens. But like, he literally dragged the Browns last year, and he's literally playing his heart out for the Colts this year. Like, he's brilliant. Like, we should stop talking about Aaron Rodgers and start talking about Joe Flacco.
It's almost as if he won a Super Bowl with us, isn't it?
I mean, he didn't particularly play well in that season, but he did win the Super Bowl. But like, now he's actually showing that he's actually a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
360 yards and 3 touchdowns he threw on Saturday. Admittedly, 143 of them were to Alec Pierce, but yeah. Shane Harris, you took Jamar Chase.
I did, yes. I wanted to take Alec Pierce because his last quarter heroics, he phenomenal catch to keep the ball in bounds, scored 2 touchdowns as well. I wanted to take him until I was reliably informed the rest of his game was rubbish. So I didn't. So I'm betting against my team in this one. I am going with the incredible Jamar Chase. He's a fantastic athlete, fantastic player. We all love him. We all know how good he is. Next year, he's going to get paid. He's going to reset the market. I can guarantee it. So basically, his game he was only at 10 receptions, 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. And they were bombs, absolute bombs from Joe Burrow. You know, he played exceptionally well. The Bengals came really close. If Manny Mac would have made that kick, they would have beaten the Ravens.
Yeah.
But
something tells me that you wouldn't have picked Jamar Chase if the Ravens had lost that game. Just
True.
Are we past 9 o'clock yet? Can I swear? No, we can't.
No, you're not allowed to anymore.
No,
you're not allowed.
can't.
No, you're not allowed to anymore.
Family, to copy big fella, this is a family show.
We have a swear jar.
Oh, mate, would be can't afford our trips to bloody the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we don't get proper replica jerseys for Christmas.
Right.
Right.
Anyway, gents, just a quick one, gents. I'm going to have to leave now because I'm about to go into a dead signal area. So I will text you all in a little bit, and I'll see if I'm back by the time you guys finish. But I'll talk to you in a sec.
Get home safe. Get home safe. Catch you in a bit.
Right, see you in a bit, guys. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Right. I took Brian Thomas for the first time in 3 weeks. I've not taken Jaden Daniels. Not that Jaden Daniels didn't have an outstanding game as usual, but I was getting a bit boring of him winning because he's won the last 2 weeks. I haven't watched a lot of NFL this weekend because obviously traveling back to London, so I've only really seen 3 or 4 games. But I was really impressed listening to on the radio Tank Bigsby, so much I brought him into one of my fantasy teams, and Brian Thomas Jr. So I went for Brian Thomas Jr. in the end, who had 5 receptions for 122 yards and a touchdown. He's quietly going around as being an incredibly wide receiving rookie. We've all gone, oh, wow, look at Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is the one and all that. But Brian Thomas has been consistently good every week. I've looked back at his stats and it's like, this guy is consistently good. First game, game 1, that's fair enough. But second game, 94 yards, from 2 receptions. Third game, 48 yards, okay, fair enough. Fourth game, 86 yards and a touchdown. Last week, 122 yards and a touchdown. He's got better But winning this week's was baby host player.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, man.
I mean, 42-58, 509 yards, 4 touchdowns, overtime win, breaking the Falcons' record for the most yards in a game on the night they were putting Matt Ryan into the ring of...
Wrong one.
Why did you mute me?
I know, Ring of Honor.
Yeah, so they're putting Matt Ryan
I
into the
muted
ring
the
of...
wrong one.
And what more do I need to say? He had an incredible game. It's what the Falcons thought they were paying when they paid their 180 million. And yeah, I mean, he deserved to win Player of the Week.
Yeah,
He likes
completely. He was excellent again.
And I'm
509 yards,
I'm
franchise
sure he'll have his chains on and be swag surfing about the fact that he won third and long Player of the Week.
Of course he will. Of course he will.
Whee! I mean, we've got to get something out to these players when they win it, haven't they? We've got to find something to do.
Are you serious?
I mean, I give my
Let's do
players
it.
every week a little man of the match player. They get a man of the match medal every week. My team that I coach.
So what do we get then? Do we get anything for being the best person on this? Well, the best presenter every week? We should do.
Anyone else see the tumbleweed going across the screen?
Yeah, I noticed that. Cheers, bud. Yeah, good job you got an edit button in there.
Yeah, man. There's going to be a lot of this tonight so far. Right. Let's roll on to, as always, News in 60.
This is the News in 60.
Yeah, as it says, News in 60, we've got to start in New York with Robert Saleh being fired, Nathaniel Hackett being demoted, and I can't remember the DC's name, being promoted to interim head coach to the end of the season.
Jeff Ulrich.
That's the guy's name. I hadn't written it down stupidly. There has been some QB changes. Patriots turned to Drake May as starting quarterback after Jacoby Brissett's 1-4 start in New England. The Raiders had enough of Gardner Minshew throwing pick six, so they've given it to Adrian O'Connell to throw pick six over there. Not surprised. And New Orleans have handed the keys to Spencer Rattler after Carr's injury. While we're staying on injuries, more players have gone to IR, including third-ranked wide receiver in the league at the moment, Nico Collins, is out with a hamstring injury. Raiders pass rusher Christian Wilkins is going to IR with a foot injury. I hate saying this, but the superb Hufanga has gone on to IR as well for the 49ers.
No, he's not.
He did earlier on. Schefter said it earlier on.
Oh, well, he was on the injury. He was on the injury report this morning.
Interesting, because Schefter tweeted earlier on the day that he's gone into IR. That's what I got my news for.
If he has, I've missed that.
That's right. Obviously, we've seen the horrific images that's happened from Florida over the last 24 hours or so with Storm Milton going through the state at the moment, ripping stages apart. We've all seen the images of the Tampa Bay's baseball team stadium roof being ripped off, which had evacuation station in there as well. But it involved the Tampa Bay Buccaneers flying out to New Orleans on Tuesday to train, not the usual Friday that they would have done, obviously, out there. And we do hope and pray that everyone in Florida gets their life back to as soon as possible and they stay safe, because it has been, I've seen some of the images. It's scary. They've got 2 hurricanes in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, two Category 4 hurricanes in 2 weeks.
It's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. Right. We can't not start in New York, can we?
What an awful decision this is.
Yep. It is probably the worst decision I've seen in a long, long, long time.
I know Saleh's not been great, but after 5 weeks, at least wait till you're by.
Yeah. So the last one that got fired after 5 weeks was Matt Rule. And he was in Carolina.
I can't remember who the Jets are playing this week, if they are playing.
Yeah, they're playing
where are they going?
The Bills are playing. They're playing the Bills.
Oh, yeah, Bills on Monday Night Football.
But why sack your coach after 5 weeks?
Shane, what did I say to you in the stadium on Sunday after the second
You
pick?
said you said Aaron Rodgers is going to get Robert Saleh fired.
So everyone's seen. I don't know if anyone's seen the Pat McAfee show on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Aaron Rodgers come out and categorically say, "I had nothing to do with this. I knew nothing about it. I was doing rehab, and my phone just started blowing up." Ironically, he had a meeting with the general owner, or the general manager, or the owner 12 hours before he was sacked. For me, it doesn't sit right. Aaron Rodgers, Ollie said it on the show, he's just playing to get that 70 million paycheck. And then he'll call it a day. It's shocking. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers. What comes out of that bloke's mouth at all? It is crap. It is. I'm not going to say it because we're now.
We can't say it anymore.
We're a family show. We can't say it anymore. And I just don't get it. It's Nathaniel Hackett is the issue. That's Jets defense has been a top 5 defense for the last 2 years, ever since Robert Saleh took over. And it's been a great, great defense. Yes, you've still got to be able to run a decent offense. But the fact that Aaron Jones has gone, oh, all these guys have come in. Oh, it's just coincidence that they've signed them. Bull. You've told them, I want X, Y, Z. Alan Lazard, he came in because of you. This guy came in. This guy came in.
When they did no, Nicole Hardman wasn't because of Rodgers, was it? It was Randall Cobb that they had for a year.
Ex-Packer, yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. What are you thinking, gentlemen?
Boys, it's mad because you've got someone like that who's basically the old expression goes, no one in the team. But in this instance, I think Rodgers is bigger than the Jets. And I think he's putting the strings for who he wants in, who he wants out. As we can see, Saleh's gone. The next big question is, where does Robert Saleh go next? He's a very good head coach. Where does he go? I mean, what's next for him?
Just quickly, Cole Chase has come in saying the Jets are rumored to be hiring Kirk Herbstreit, which would be an interesting one. And the rumor I've seen is that they're after Georgia head coach Kirby Smart.
I can't see it happening until the end of the season.
No, I don't think it. The rumor I saw is that they want Kirby Smart at the end of the season.
In the end of the day, it wasn't Robert Saleh who threw those 3 picks.
No.
I mean, the one throw to the one that got picked off the end by Gilly was a bad throw. He flew it flat, which gave the receiver no chance whatsoever. It should have been looped to the back shoulder.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was flat, straight, and it gave Gilly such an easy chance to pick it off.
But in response to Shane's question about Robert Saleh I'd say he's not been successful in New York, and you usually get 2 or 3 chances to be a head coach. So I reckon he might end up somewhere next season who might not be a coach next year.
Kevin Stefanski?
Maybe the Cowboys? Would they take a chance on him?
You've right. I was going to leave this till a bit later on, but I am going to do this. Kevin Stefanski isn't the problem in Cleveland.
Why?
He wasn't the one who guaranteed Deshaun Watson $230 million.
Was he not though? Was that his decision, or was that the GM's decision?
It was the GM's. He's not in control of money. He's not the one who gives him the paychecks, is he? Yes, okay. He might have gone, yes, I would like this guy, but he wasn't the one who goes, yeah, I'm going to give this guy $230 million guaranteed. Deshaun Watson is washed up. He isn't good at all. Look what that offense did last year. Look what that offense did last year with Joe Flacco under the helm, a 38-year-old quarterback. They got them to the playoffs. They won 8 of the last 10 games when Deshaun Watson went down injured. They were a better team under Joe Flacco last year. Much, much better team. Deshaun Watson holding this team back. They were 4th and I think it was a couple of yards against Washington at the weekend. And instead of staying on the field, going for it like you normally would do. Yes, you're losing by 30 odd points. Sean Watson just turned off and walked around, and you could see Stefanski was going to go for it again. But Sean Watson just, I'm going to turn off and walk off the pitch. I'm not interested. Deshaun Watson doesn't want to be playing football anymore by his body language. Him and Aaron Rodgers are probably damning their team more than anything else. Sorry, rant over.
No, that was nice. I love the passion. So who is the backup in Cleveland out of interest?
That's what I was just thinking. I was going to
Jameis Winston.
Oh God, he can easily start. He can easily start if Deshaun's not pulling his weight. He can easily start.
He's a better quarterback. Full bloody stop. There's two quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, especially in the first 5 weeks of the league, and Deshaun Watson are holding their two franchises back. Deshaun Watson against Denver last week, he was missing throws. He was missing throws at Wembley, not Wembley, Tottenham on Sunday.
Yeah,
and yet it's his head coach has got fired. His head coach didn't hire Zach Wilson, was he? Does the Zach Wilson and Saleh hire?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Saleh would just come in.
But that team is a mess of a team. And it's not starting with the head coach, because we all regard Robert Saleh as a good head coach.
We do.
Yeah, and a very good defensive coordinator.
Yeah. He's a very good coach.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about bad quarterbacks. Doesn't that roll us nicely onto Jacoby Brissett and Drake May?
Go on then.
I mean, Ollie, it's your story.
Yeah, it's your team, boy. You have at it.
Okay, so yes, Drake May is going to be starting in New England now.
He's going to get killed. He is going to get killed.
So I've read a lot of things. I've looked at a lot of things. I watch a lot of the media things and stuff like that. Now, the stories is that they wanted to keep him for a bit longer, at least to the bye week on the bench warming. But this team was never going to be good enough. This O-line was never going to be good enough to not. Jacoby Brissett was taking hit after hit. I think he's taken 120 hits this game already. So Drake May is quicker. He's more mobile. He's agile, and he's got a much bigger zip to his pass. You're going to open the playbook a lot more now. Apparently, the playbook gets open a lot more because there's more that Drake May can do. Drake May is touted as Josh Allen 2.0.
Okay.
Same kind of size, same kind of athleticism, same kind of pace, power in his arm and all that. You're going to get interceptions. He's a rookie. He's played, a quarter of football, professional football at, regular season. So he's going to turn the ball over, which is what happens with rookies. Caleb's done it. Bo's done it. Okay. Daniels hasn't done it. But you're going to get that with rookies. It happens. So you're going to take the rough with the smooth. I do think it's a good thing to do because they were calling for it in the change rooms, apparently. Don't know how true that is. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. You'll just get to see him in a couple of weeks in Wembley. Gentlemen, fight amongst yourselves.
Are you the boss? You forgot to pick one of us. I'm going first anyway. So, talk about a baptism of fire for Drake May. He's got to go against the likes of Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson, and Derek Stingley Jr. when the Pats play the Texans. Good luck with that.
You're going to see a lot of RPOs.
All I was going to say is that I'd rather watch Drake May at Tottenham than I would Jacoby Brissett. Sorry,
yeah.
Drake May is you saw him, in the game with New York. He scrambles better and he makes that yardage because he's bigger and stronger. He's harder to bring down. I'm not going to say he is the coming of Josh Allen. He's going to allow it, make things a lot better, but time will tell. Time will tell. Right. I've just seen what Andy's messaged me.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it as well. Boys, not being funny. That Jags Pats game is only going to be synonymous with one quarterback, and it's not going to be Drake May. It's not going to be Jacoby Brissett. It won't even be Trevor Lawrence. Boys, we know it's going to be the McCorkle Bowl, and we've known about this for a long time. I
am so tempted to give my jersey to Andy if he gets press passes, because I won't be able to, unfortunately, and go, can you get May to Max sign my jersey?
Sign this for me. That'd be
Sign my
wicked.
Pat jersey, please. Or Mac, if you're listening, when you come over, can you come to me? I sit in the corner where the Jags come in. There'd be me, my other half, my dad, and my mate. Just can you come sign my Jags jersey?
It was where the Falcons came in last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, they switched it
'Cause that
around,
was-
I think.
Because I was sat next to you.
Yeah, you were. And then some little git decided to nick Bijan Robinson's gloves out of Noah's hands, which still.
That's right. I remember that. That's right.
Yeah. Right. Let's roll into Las Vegas. He is your boy, Shano.
Yes, I know. He's also the number one starter for my fantasy team as well. Minshew Mania, brother. Boys, me and Phil love him, and we joke about how much we idolize Gardner Minshew Jr., the second, or wherever the fuck he is, right? So sorry, wherever he is, my apologies. But yeah, he just wasn't good against Denver. I mean,
He just wasn't good, full stop.
Where was the same Minshew that played against the Ravens and M&T Bank and the season opener and beat them? And it's a case of like Aiden O'Connell's not a good quarterback either. I don't think he's that good, and I don't think they've got much off the bench. But if they are going to play Aiden O'Connell now in the next game, and the next game is the next game is against those horrible towel twirling people. It's going to be what Pittsburgh team are going to show up, because they are now 3-2. They've lost the last 2 games. I'm loving that, by the way. So go on, baby. I know what you're going to do. You're just going to rip Minshew apart to bits and bits. I still hope him in my heart. Right, I think he's going to be good. He will be a starter again.
Okay, I said this in the offseason. I'm going to say it again. Right now, I think Minshew is playing at a higher level than Aiden O'Connell.
Yes.
But I think Aiden O'Connell has a higher ceiling than Gardner Minshew. So I did say at the start of the season, personally, I'd have played Aiden O'Connell because I think he has better potential. And I think that's what Alec Pierce has decided to do.
Until he shows us that, we're not going to know.
Yeah, he can't show it if he's not playing.
Yeah, we'll see Sunday now.
He's been benched twice in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You could tell that last week, Antonio Pierce was really annoyed last week with Gardner Minshew. He really was.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him for making that change now at all. You've still got a chance to make the playoffs. You're 2-3, I think you are at the moment. You've got to roll with what you think is your best hand. And obviously he's thinking Aiden O'Connell because Gardner Minshew's thrown ridiculous picks these last 2 weeks. Shame.
I mean, yeah, very quickly. I mean, you're saying about you got to roll with your best hand, and I get what you're saying, but how effective are the Raiders going to be without Devontae Adams, who you'll never see in a Raiders jersey again? Max Crosby's injured. Jacoby Myers is injured. Christian Wilkins is probably out for the season, and they've got Aiden O'Connell under center. Boys, come on.
Is Hunter Renfro still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah. And sorry, and Samir White is out with a groin injury as well. So it's basically they are 5 key players there.
Exactly. Right. Let's roll on to prediction games, which were chosen by Baby Hope this week. Give us those games, my friend.
So the first game, Jags Bears, London game, always gets picked.
Yeah.
Cardinals Packers. It's 2 good teams, 2 youngish, one young quarterback, one youngish quarterback who apparently likes to play Call of Duty.
He signed a deal with them now, apparently, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Chargers Broncos, I think, is quite an even matchup. And Lions Cowboys, Sky's 9:25 game of the week, probably. Just
Hey Shane, do you reckon he would have said? Do you reckon he's called Cardinals a good team if they hadn't beaten them last week?
No, of course he wouldn't.
So I did consider picking Ravens Commanders, but I tried to stay clear of teams unless they're playing each other.
See. Yeah, you've done the right thing. You've done the right thing,
Right.
baby.
Let's start with the big game, which is obviously the London game for us. I am generally looking forward to this. I think Jags going in with a win, they needed it. It could have been a really messy situation if they come over with that win. By the way, go and watch Jay Lawrence's TikTok. There's a story about him interviewing Cam Little, which is the Jags kicker. Go and see what he calls the chip shop. All I'm
Chip
going to
shop,
say.
okay. Where's he
It's
from?
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely. I'll find it and I'll show it to you. I'll share it on our social
Does he call them the same as Cole Palmer?
What's that?
Little chippy chips.
No.
Oh, for
No, he
boys.
Right. Are we looking forward to game 2 in London, gentlemen?
Yes.
I love the depth in your answer there, baby.
Well, I mean,
Thanks for tuning in.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be as good as last week, but I always enjoy going to London for the games. So yes, I am looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing you and the boys beforehand, hopefully.
Oh, stop teasing, because I didn't see any of you last week. As I said previously, the biggest thing for these games for me, I love football, don't get me wrong, right? I love seeing two teams that I'm only ever going to see on TV. But the biggest part of my day when I get to London to see the London games is seeing you and OBH and Giant Ed, and Parents, my apologies, and everybody, and Baldy and the big fella, and Andy Davis, who I will see one day in the flesh, I swear to God. But I didn't this year, and yeah, that was one of the worst part of last week for me.
Yeah, but Shane, you saw a new parent who was sat next to you.
Oh yeah, new Parents is all right.
Right. Prediction. Baby Hope is you're leading the way with 16. I'm on 11. Mr. Perrins is on 10. Shano is on 9. He's almost 2 weeks predictions behind you, baby, already. And we've only played 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Scary. Right.
So me and Noah were talking about this before the show. This game, because Ollie was off, I don't know, gallivanting or doing whatever.
Eating Mars ice cream.
Eating Mars ice cream. They still do Mars ice creams.
If Mars Ice Cream wants to sponsor us, please drop us an email.
Me and Noah were in agreement that we think the Bears are going to beat the Jags. I mean, Caleb Williams looked good last week. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen's back. Roma Dunze. Their running attack isn't great, but DeAndre Swift is starting to catch fire a bit. And the Jags are a mess.
True.
Sorry if you're watching Baldy, but they're a mess.
Sorry, boys.
Sorry, not Baldy, big fella.
Yeah, big fella. I am going to completely and utterly disagree with you. I agree with your facts that Bears are playing well at the moment or playing better. Caleb Williams getting better and better. But Jacksonville and England go well together. They like hand to hand. They're like
fish
and mustard. They're like fish and chips. They're like salt and vinegar. They go well together, and they play better when they're over here.
But I agree with you on that, but I think they play better at Wembley.
True that one, but they did beat Buffalo at times.
Yeah, but Buffalo were awful at the start of last season. I mean, as the guy next to me said, let's just say he wasn't very happy with Sean McDermott's coaching.
Yeah, Sean McDermott had to go and eat a sausage of the male anatomy.
Yes. That's what the person next to me thought, anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean,
just to be clear, that I did have Boba Jett screaming about Robert Saleh's coaching last week, so I think he might not be too sad about the old sacking. Flick B has come in and said, "I'd say Jags will win. Always do in London."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so normally the team that come in second or land in the UK second are the team they're going to lose, okay? There's 12 hours difference between their flights, so I don't think that's going to make any difference this time. It's not like there was a day, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. I don't know when the Jets came in, but I know the Vikings came in Thursday night.
So the Bears landed Tuesday morning, and the Jags landed Tuesday night.
I was going to say the Jags.
Jags bought it up 48 hours because of the hurricane. So they bought their stay up 40 hours. So the 12-hour is not going to make any difference. 12 hours, it's a day. But I ain't going for a Jacksonville win in England because, I think they do. Mr. Harris.
So in which case, thank you very much. As you said, I think if the Jags didn't win last week, firstly, what is going on with our team? You know, they've got all this talent, and they've just been doing nothing. And I don't know what's going on.
Their coach.
Yeah, but he was good last year. You know, no one doubted him last year. And they squeaked by the Colts with their re-emergence of Super Bowl winning quarterback Joe Flacco. And the Bears, we were all sort of touting the Bears to, you know, make a deep playoff run. We were all touting the Bears, oh, Caleb Williams this, Caleb Williams that, and the fact that they've basically tooled that offense around him.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken a while to settle in. In all honesty, I think I have to go with OBH. I think I have to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thanks, boys.
Love that one. Right. On to game 2, which was the Cardinals against the Packers. Up in Lambeau, I believe.
Yes, it is in Lambeau. And for that reason, I'm going to go home team and say all I need is love and take the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, sorry, maybe quite sad then. You've got love. We all love you.
I can't even argue with that. I can't argue at all. I mean, Lambeau is a different place. You know, if it was M&T, if it was Foxborough, if it was Cleveland, I would go, this could be quite a close game. But there's a few stadiums. Seattle's one of them. I think Seattle's a home field advantage then because of the crowd, the noise they make. That give you the 12th man, as they call them in Seattle. So, and Green Bay is one of them, so I'm going for a Green Bay win.
Okay.
Yeah, my cousin went to a Seattle game last year and sent a picture to our family chat, and I said, "Oh, are you part of the 12?" And he's like, "What's the 12?"
What's that? Yeah. I mean, if the Cardinals didn't pull off a massive, huge upset last week against the world famous
San Francisco 49ers.
Thank you very much. I would have said Green Bay all the way. But then there's something about that Cardinals team. Kyler was back to Kyler of old last week. And Marvin Harrison Jr. was very quiet, but maybe he'd have a game this week.
I mean, you say he was very quiet. I know he only had 2 receptions, but they were 2 very important receptions.
Yeah, but still, you know, you think if you're going to pick someone that high in a draft, you're going to put a bit more stock into him. And there was something I wanted to say as well, which I completely forgot about. Roma Dunze's been very quiet for the Bears, hasn't he? Yeah. Everyone picked him quite high, but then Brandon Thomas outshining him.
But I think it's important to remember that Roma Dunze is kind of competing for catches with 2 very good wide receivers in DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. Whereas the guy you kind of compare him to is Malik Neighbors, who is like the only
option he's down.
The only good wide receiver in New York.
Yeah, so
I'm not just talking about the Giants. There's Garrett Wilson and there's Malik Neighbors in New York as a whole.
Yeah, second that.
So saying that, I'm probably going to go Green Bay as well. In all honesty, I can see Jordan Love pulling it off.
Okay, we are then rolling over to Denver to Mile High, where the Broncos take on the Chargers.
So, can I go first?
Go on,
you go.
Sure. I mean, Shane, if you want to go first, I've gone first a lot. So
I'm going to chew up my chair time. Just going to say Ravens 2.0 to win this one because the Broncos were surprising last week, but I think they're going to get stopped. J.K. Dobbins is due a big game as well because he played really well in the opening weeks of the season. I'm going to go Chargers.
I agree with the Chargers. I'm not sure J.K. Dobbins is going to have a big game, but I do think the Chargers will go into Mile High and knock off the Broncos because Bo Nix isn't actually that good, despite playing well last week.
See, Bo Nix is playing well. He's played well the last 2.5 games. He played okay against New York, got the job done. In difficult conditions, it was very, very wet and windy that game. And he got the job done. Better than future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl winning 4-time MVP quarterback. Let's put it that way. So I'm going for a Denver win. I just believe in Bo Nix. Right, and then we end up in Dallas.
I can't in good faith predict the Cowboys to win. I've got to go the Lions.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to have any reason to be cheering for the Cowboys ever.
Yeah. So obviously there was that controversy last year.
Oh yeah, that was this game last year, wasn't it? Forgot about that.
It was in New Year's Eve.
Well, yeah, it was week.
New Year's Eve?
It was week 17. It was week 17 or 18.
I was watching it in New York. I remember I was watching it in New York.
So it was week 17 then.
And obviously there was that
the big question is, was he eligible? Was he eligible?
He said he was. He called himself eligible. Lions are going to literally. They're playing the last 2 weeks. They've been really, really good, and I'm going for Detroit.
Boy, they'll be hard pressed. You've got to pick the Lions. I think Mike McCarthy will be holding on to his job. And he'd be lucky to get out with the season with his career. No, sorry, with his job in Dallas. You've got to go for the Lions. They're a really good team, and they're still hot favorites for the NFC.
Yep, into Detroit 3 ways.
Ollie, I appreciate you making it interesting by disagreeing on 2 of the 4 picks with me.
I've noticed something with you, right? And I should have noticed this. You're basically running away with the predictions league. You're winning money on bets every week. Why am I not following you?
Because I'm not giving you my bets.
Why? I need money.
One of my friends is like every NFL time it's any bets.
I do my own every week, as you know. I do the Sky Bet touchdown treble, both of them every week as well. There's one week where I think it was 6 players and 5 of them came in.
I build my own.
And Rashee Rice got injured.
Right. Let's roll on to the rest of the games that night. Obviously, we're going to start tonight with Baby Hope Slot taking on the Sea Chickens, as he calls them.
Yes.
I'm not very confident. I'll be honest.
Stop this now. This is beautiful. Go on, continue.
I'm not. I've already said Seahawks.
We have a good record. We have a good record in Seattle. I think if we play as well as I know we can beat the Seahawks. But at the moment, we can't protect the lead. Yeah. I mean, we were up by 10 at the start of the 4th quarter. Before last week, Kyle Shanahan was 38-0 as 49ers head coach when leading by 10 points in the 4th quarter.
Oops.
I think that must be in the regular season because I'm pretty sure we spurned a 10-point lead in one of the Super Bowls, possibly both. What was that? Texas Longhorns. Oh,
2.
Twice, yeah. Both of them. Thank you for that.
Just
Texas Longhorns.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it could go either way, and I think it's going to be a close game. But we do have a pretty good record recently at Lumen Field since it became Lumen Field. And last year we were eating turkey on the Seattle logo, which gave me joy after what happened when they did it to us.
Yeah, I remember that.
You've got a lot of injuries in that defense. Your offense hasn't really clicked this year. No Christian McCaffrey. I think.
You see, I think our offense has been pretty good. It's our defense is letting us down.
I don't think your offense has looked anywhere near as good as it has done the last couple of years.
I think we're struggling in the red zone. I think we are really missing McCaffrey in that way. But I think 20-20, we've been moving the ball pretty well.
No, agreed.
Right.
Agreed on that one.
The Niners, right, are like Liverpool. They're one of those teams that have an annoying habit of getting a result every time, pretty much. They lose the odd game, then they'll come back and they'll just smash the next team, and they always do it. And I hate those people in red. I'm not much of a fan of the Niners either. Yeah, they'll win tonight. They got Kittle back. They got who else they got back, baby? We spoke off here. They got Kittle back.
Fred Warner was in full practice this week, and he didn't full practice at all last week.
No, okay. I just think they've got too much. They've got too much, and Seattle are hit and miss. Even with Mike McDonald, who I'm a big fan of, Seattle are hit and miss.
Shane
They're
didn't actually do something.
on a 2-game losing streak too, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, we win tonight. Results go our way. We could be joint top of the NFC West.
It's a big
Let's
word,
hope not,
that.
Let's
Yeah,
hope not,
it's a
eh?
big word.
Let's hope they killed
Right.
you.
All we need is the Packers to beat the Cardinals. The Rams are hopeless and on bye, I think.
And injured.
Yeah, right. Don't need to talk about my game. Texas is going to beat us no matter what. Over to your game,
Wow.
Shane.
Yeah, we've all seen his hyperbole surrounding Jaden Daniels. You know, like he was one of the rookie class of quarterbacks this year. It was him, Caleb, and help me out, boys.
Drake May, Bo Nick, Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, you get the idea. I mean, yeah, all these quarterbacks, I hope, McCarthy, that we're going to come in and storm the league. Drake hasn't done a lot. Caleb has been there, but Jaden Daniels has hit the ground running. We shall see. This will be the acid test for him this weekend against a very good Baltimore defense who, well, very good defense last year. This year they've struggled against the pass, as was evidenced by Joe Burrow throwing 5 touchdowns against them last week. They brought in help for the defensive coach, first-year defensive coach, Zach Orr, as well. They brought in help. I can't think who it is. My apologies. I should be a bit more prepared, especially when it comes to my team. But they're a really scary team. You know, Scary Terry, Austin Eckler. They've got a new head coach, new owner as well, Josh Harris, and the culture is just changed, completely changed. So I think they'll give us a game. They really will. But I think
make Roquan Smith look bad.
Don't be daft. No one makes Roquan Smith look bad. But then you've got
Fred Warner does.
It's not about Niners for 5 minutes. I think we'll win, and I think it's going to be hard to stop Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson because that train is rolling now.
Can I? Me?
Thank you.
Yep. Right. There's something that's impressed me about Jaden Daniels. That I've watched a couple of things. I watched quite a few things, and I've gone back and watched some of his tape, and especially against Cleveland last week, they ran the 3. They lined up 3, the same play 3 times, same formation, empty backfield, wide each side, and Luke McCaffrey chipping Myles Garrett every time. First 2 plays, they ran the same thing. They played against a zone coverage, or the same style of play against zone coverage. Jaden Daniels then goes against, has picked it up, going, look, they're playing man. They're playing a man coverage, so they're gonna get, So he goes over the cliff, goes, I need a play to beat man. And they find this play to beat man, and he then picks up this man to make a 40-yard play. He is picking things up and seeing things and relaying it to his coach. We said a couple of weeks ago where he told his offense on 4th down, we are going for it. He goes to the OC, goes to the head coach, let's go for it on 4th down. This is a very confident, very intelligent young man. I've read things that he's in at 4 o'clock in the morning doing weights.
That's someone who's grabbing his chance with both hands, and good for him.
Exactly. This guy is unbelievable.
Baby. I mean, I've been banging the drum and singing his praises since before the college season started last year. So, because I watched a lot of him 2 seasons ago, I think.
Yep.
And I called him Lamar Jackson 2.0, which he is, but I think he has a bit more pocket presence. And I actually think that they are going to knock off the Ravens this week.
I'll stick money on it with him. I'll stick a $5 on it with him.
Yeah, I'll take that. I will take that.
They're not ready.
On my predictor, I've gone Commanders.
I think the Commanders are going to go into M&T Bank and knock them off. And I genuinely believe that.
Can't wait.
If you want to put a 5 on that, I will do that now.
We stick a bluey on it, but no worries.
Okay. Ollie, you're witness to this.
Okay, yep. So the millions and millions.
Why are you putting a kids' children's program?
What?
Bluey, kids' children's program.
What do you mean the children's program?
Bluey is a kids' children's program. Have you ever seen
Oh,
it?
it's a fiver. Pipo Norton there, deep sea diver,
Okay.
Bluey.
Um,
There you go.
Bluey is
lot
Bluey is a
of-
kids' TV program though.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus. It's about an Australian dog.
Oh, I don't know what you watched last week.
Obviously, this game is going to mean quite a bit for the people at Tampa Bay,
Yes.
New Orleans, Tampa Bay. This is a big game, and I can just see Tampa Bay absolutely storming it. Just give their city, the St. Pete area, the Florida area of Tampa, and all that.
It's St. Petersburg, not St. Pete's.
St. Pete, I said.
Yeah, it's St. Petersburg.
I'm an IndyCar fan. I watch a lot of IndyCar. They call it St. Pete all the time. It's how they. So yeah, St. Petersburg, not the Russian one.
I did change it in the news in 60 from St. Pete to St. Petersburg.
Did you? I didn't even look.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can see that one, and obviously you got the Colts and the Titans as well. That's going to be another good game as well, I think. On that one, Shano, over to you, my friend.
Thank you very much. So,
Specials.
thank you very much. I should get a jingle for it, shouldn't I? Welcome back to another exciting edition of Shano's Specials. Obviously, as we say every time, please gamble responsibly. Right. So we're going to start with Paddy Power again. We do love Paddy Power. Me and Baby are big fans.
Yes.
And I'm going to go with an interesting one for the Wembley game between the Jags and the Bears. It's an anytime touchdown scorer. Baby, because as I said, I like a flutter, God knows, but Baby is the more successful one of the two of us. So I will always sort of throw to him and see what he thinks of my choices. What do you think, Baby? Anytime touchdown scorer for the Jags against the Bears. Tank Bigsby 9-5. What do you reckon?
I'd like to know the status of Travis Etienne before I know that, because I've not actually looked. Ollie, any ideas? Because I know he hurt his shoulder last week and Tank Bigsby took over and apparently played very well. So if Etienne's not 100% fit, then I think that's a pretty good bet at 9-5.
I'll give you an example. Travis Etienne is 6-4. So that's obviously worse odds. So it looks like he may be trending towards starting. But I'll take another step forward as well. Brian Thomas Jr. 9-5.
Yeah,
we all have been singing his praises. Yeah,
he seems to be WR1 in Jags,
Jacksonville,
and he scored a few touchdowns. So I think that's a decent bet.
I think so too. I really do. Would you like to have a bet for tonight? Because I know you've probably got something on, I imagine.
Yeah. So the Paddy Power special at 6-4 is a touchdown to be scored in every quarter, which I don't really like.
No,
I don't think there's value in that.
When you say in every quarter, do you mean like each team or
no? Just a touchdown to be scored. But I still think at 6-4, it's still not great odds.
Right.
Let me just look at the other power prices. So Kenneth Walker to score a touchdown is 10-11.
but is he fit though?
Yes.
Yeah, he played last week.
Purdy and Gino to score 2 passing touchdowns each is 5-2, which I wouldn't go anywhere near. I would be very surprised if Purdy gets 2 passing touchdowns because he's not yet this season, apart from one game. Brandon Ayuk and DK Metcalf to combine for 200 receiving yards. That's 4-1. That's not bad, actually.
You and DK?
Ayuk.
That's not bad.
Ayuk seemed to be back last week getting over 100 yards. DK is a good wide receiver, so 4-1. I think that's probably the best one of the lot in terms of value.
I don't know, though. I found one myself. Mike McDonald, right, the Seattle head coach. What position did he hold in Baltimore before he went to Seattle?
DC.
Yes, of course. So, with that being said, he's obviously got a defensive mind for the game. The Seattle Seahawks record 5+ sacks against the Niners, 11-2. That's 5.5-1. And the
That's
fact
a
that
lot.
they have injuries as well, you know?
Not on our offensive line, though.
Said he's defensive minded.
Regarding the Jags,
Yes.
so they've got their star cornerback Tyson Campbell's coming for IR this week, so he's either going to play this week or next week. Travis and Etienne had limited practice yesterday. They've not put up today's.
Okay, so he'll probably play, but it doesn't sound like he's 100%.
Yeah, true. So, rolling on to Monday or Sunday, we will be back as always on. I'm going to start again because I was sounding too stupid. Mate, I need to take some more drugs to get myself over this bloody cold paracetamol.
Everyone's poorly at the moment.
Oh, mate, it's ridiculous.
God,
it's all going around my office in a minute. It's mad. So, yeah, we will be back on your screens on Monday. Two of us would have been at the Tottenham game. One might have one less of voice than another because he's struggling tonight.
Yeah,
I know.
Almost didn't come on the show.
Almost. You'll be able to listen to this podcast tomorrow morning. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, good night and stay safe.